you take.
Thanks.
Here you go.
Oh, that's great. Mother's Milk was our third album, and we started recording it here in Liverpool on the 5th of August 2019.
Actually, that's not true. I started it myself a few months earlier. So I'd spent a load of the summer hanging out with my parents.
Like going for drinks in town with my mum when she was off work, going on a magical mystery tour loads with my dad, seeing more of our Rich and his family. And I just had this realisation that the older I get, the closer I feel to these people.
But the less time I've got. So I decided to make a record about them.
My mate Turvey had left us Wild Roads over at ours. I can remember writing the first tune on that, and then jumping on the old Hofner bass and the Ludwig kit, and just getting that like really plummy, ploddy Beatlesy thing down. And it was like, wow, this is the sound I've always had in the head for Clean Cut Kid, and it's just pouring out. But the thing is like, when you go in by yourself and you write everything by yourself and you play all the instruments, the one thing you forget about is that it's so super lonely. I spent the last 3 years writing all the tunes with Ev and recording them with her and travelling around the world and just having this boss dream, and all of a sudden I was alone.
Also at that time,
Evelyn's dad, Jerry, had just had a really serious diagnosis. So obviously Evelyn wanted to go back home loads and hang out with her parents, and I stayed back and wrote this song, Dwell, about the whole situation. And then I just thought, well, I'm now writing songs about Ev's parents and my own parents, so the obvious thing to do is to bring her in on the writing.
So that's what we did.
And from that point on, the album came together in less than a couple of weeks. We'd go out in the morning and we'd go for a walk around some of our favourite places in Liverpool, and when we'd get back we'd always write a song, and there wasn't a day that went by that wasn't like that. Pretty soon it was time to put the gang together.
Bill's basically the most naturally talented keys player you'll ever meet. We had this amazing sound with the Rhodes going through like a Mark II tone bender and then into this rotary cabinet, and we had him do like mellotron parts backed up by tacked pianos. And the amazing thing is, I just tell him the chords and then do the hand movements, and that's how he'd get all of his rhythms, by watching my hands, which is just next level multitasking like. And then pretty much the most fun person you can have in any room, let alone a studio, is my mate Smith. He did all these amazing Bon Iver style layered trumpets and flugelhorns, and then loads of like really British sounding kind of Exile on Main Street parts. And then last but not least is the whole backbone of the band, Ross.
Welcome to the House of Pain. Oh man, I haven't left since making the album. Until the drum pads are right, I won't leave. And I beat myself up basically way too much. And with hindsight, I wish I could have just gone back and be like, this is so fun, let's just enjoy all this, enjoy all this, enjoy all this, enjoy all this.
Doing those rhythm section parts, kind of straight to tape, unrehearsed, had killed me and Ross off, so I decided to go home to my parents' house for a bit and try and like not spiral. And then while I was at home, I saw this mad old woman just repetitively chanting 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, to herself. And then things started to get really fucking weird. As soon as I got home, I googled 432 and I found out that concert A used to be 432 and it was changed to 440 and like standardised by Nazi Germany because it made concentration camp workers less productive because it was so enjoyable at 432. So instantly I was like, right, the whole of Mother's Milk's going to be recorded in 432. And then that just opened this mad rabbit hole where I was like, right, the only colour I can wear when I'm recording is black. And we're going to be doing all of our vocal overdubs between 3 and 4 a.m, which is the witching hour. And then it was like, right, we need the exact Beatles rhythm section recording setup. So I got like 2 D19s, a D20, a Ludwig Super Classic kit the same year as Ringo's, a Hofner bass the same year as Paul's, a tambourine that used to belong to Steve Miller that I bought off eBay, and that was the only tambourine we used on the record. Cloves instead of real shakers because of its feminine properties. We tuned every Nashville guitar into B, E, E, G, E, E, B, G tuning. Strung my old Esquire up with oil-boiled guitar strings from my first ever guitar that I had when I was a little kid. Then I decided that we were only going to record everything on old 70s Bollywood film stock, which I washed in tears that I collected. And then we shipped in a load of old Russian Byzantine paint and started encrypting all kinds of secret messages and stuff into the tracks. Needless to say, things got a bit out of hand, and it all came to a head one night when I was visited by the ghost of Johnny Cash. I asked him what he thought of the record so far, and he said he thought it was beautiful. I said, John, why am I struggling so much to finish it? And he told me there was a demon called deception. I'd been deceiving myself that everything I needed to finish Mother's Milk was right here on my doorstep in Liverpool. But Johnny said, you gotta shake off the old man and close the door on some old friends. He said, get on a plane to Nashville right away, find a boss studio, and surround yourself with people who are ready to inspire. It was me thinking I needed to bring in some other producer or something, but what I needed was cold, hard devotion. I needed to just commit myself properly, throw off the old life and put on a new one. He told me getting an album right, it's not an easy road to go on, it's a very long fight. In the end, it'd all be worth it. So I booked the tickets and I said, nice one, Johnny. And he said, my pleasure. And then off to Nashville we went. How would you best describe Nashville, a couple of weeks in Nashville?
Oh, it was a dream, wasn't it? It was absolutely class. It's because it happened so last minute as well. We only kind of booked the tickets, like, just on a whim, didn't we?
It's kind of like Liverpool in a weird way, wasn't it? Musically?
Massively, yeah. The person stood next to you in the queue in, like, the supermarket and stuff was someone creative or in Liverpool.
The like Southern hospitality where basically everyone's just super nice as standard.
So nice.
And we went to Third Man Records and recorded a live vinyl in the little booth. It was the hottest week in Nashville for over 100 years, I think. And I had a massive beard, and we only, because we're like summer goths, only packed black clothes. It was kind of just the perfect place to get in the mindset that we'd been trying to create for Mother's Milk the whole time. So we got back from Nashville and we shipped all the tapes home and all the tracking was done on the record. And there was just one place that I had in my head that we were going to take it to be mixed.
Hi, I'm Alec Briggs. Welcome to the cabin. Today we're going to be talking about mixing Mother's Milk.
Basically, we just hung out for a week in his studio.
I think we mixed the whole record in 6 days, wasn't it? So we initially planned for 7 days with the goal of doing a song and a half a day. Obviously, you and I were in here together at the same time.
When you cooped up with somebody like that for like 7 days, but first of all, you'd have to like them.
Hi, I'm Alec Britt. Hi, I'm Alec Britt. I'm Alec Britt. Hi.
But secondly, you have to trust them to not like fuck your vision up.
The sonic structure of the record was so baked in that my entire ethos was to not lose it.
The best way I can describe it is, I kind of said, make everything sound better without anything sounding any different.
It was an unbelievable experience, and it changed the way that I worked, and that was kind of the biggest thing about the record.
We mixed it in that week, and then we sent it back to Nashville to be mastered by Joe Laporta, which he did an amazing job, and he did it really fast for us. And in the meantime, we hatched this master plan where we were going to make everything ourselves by hand, not look for a record deal, and not rely at all on a label. So we made these amazing vinyls and these Bosch USBs that had the digital master on them, and we hand spray painted the box sets and packaged them ourselves with all these sweets and these creepy ass boob based prints that had gold paint that we'd kind of hand put on and signed. Even the tape itself we cut up and put into little mini milk bottles so people could actually own a piece of the record. And the idea was to sell all this stuff and then use the funds from that to go on the road. No promoters, no show reps, not even a front of house guy, just the four of us playing in some of our favourite studios all over the country. So we booked it and we told everyone about it, and it sold out. So then we were like, we need to do a practice gig. And in December of 2019, we decided to do 2 shows in Park Street Studio A. And I can't tell you how incredible the atmosphere was in that room. This is where we were always meant to be, playing our songs the way we wanted to play them. That gig was meant to be a practice show for our tour in March 2020. And obviously the COVID pandemic kicked in. Little did we know, this would be the last gig we'd play for 18 months. No more shows, no more rehearsals, no digital release of Mother's Milk, and the start of living hand to mouth day by day for the next 18 months. That's why it's so incredible that we're back. Gaz, our bassist, is our best mate in the world and the best bassist alive, and it was actually painful to spend a year not hanging out with him and playing music with him. And now Mother's Milk's coming out and we're going back on the road, and we've got a new record coming after that and 2 new amazing record labels. We need to be making music and playing music, and the world needs to be hearing music, and so it's so amazing to be back.